Hi, I'm Eric Price, Product Specialist at Atlas Copco, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a Fieldbus on ToolsTalk 2. Let's head into the software. On previous videos, we have done our configurations through the controller's web GUI, although for Fieldbus configuration, ToolsTalk 2 is required for creating your bitmap and the connection. So now that we are in ToolsTalk 2, at the top you're going to go over to the Fieldbus and Soft PLC tab, and there are two tabs in here that we will be focusing on. The Overview tab is going to be our general Fieldbus settings and where we assign our bitmap to the virtual station, and then the Fieldbus tab is where we will actually create the bitmap. So looking at the top left under Fieldbus settings, first is the connection status. This is exactly what it sounds like. It will show the connection status of your Fieldbus to the PLC, such as Fieldbus online or offline, or no module installed if there is not one installed in the controller like we see here. It can also show error codes. For example, it will say unsupported module installed if there was an incompatible Fieldbus card installed on the controller. Fieldbus type is a drop-down menu for you to select which Fieldbus module you are configuring, and it will show the 6 types that are supported on the PF8. For this example, we'll select Ethernet IP. Update interval is how often the inputs and outputs on your Fieldbus card are updated in milliseconds. It's recommended to have this set to match the scan rate of the PLC. Lock tool when Fieldbus offline is exactly what it says it is. If the Fieldbus is offline, the tool will be locked when this is set to on. Read result handshake is very important. When this is turned on, every time we receive an OK or NOK tightening from the controller, it will require us to receive a variable back from the PLC acknowledging it. For this to function correctly, you must program the read result handshake acknowledge variable in your bitmap. Set by network, this will give us the option to have the PLC set the IP address when this is turned on. If this is set to off, you will be required to input your IP address below. Sync on task selected, when this is turned on, it will allow you to change the task on the virtual station and will resync the task assigned without disrupting the Fieldbus communication. Byte order cyclic data is where the input and output signals are sent and received between the controller and PLC. We will leave it on set by Fieldbus type. Now we can fill out an IP address that is within the range of the PLC's network. An important note here, even if you do not use a gateway, you need to have something filled out. Whether it is 0.0.0.0 or an actual gateway, something must be in here or else you will get an unexpected Fieldbus configuration error when you try to push these settings through. Now to the final setting, the size. So this is the size to and from the controller measured in bytes. These values must match the PLC exactly for a connection to be made. Keep in mind that if you're using multiple virtual stations, you must accommodate for all of them. For example, if you have 3 tools connected to a controller and your bitmap is 8 bytes in and 8 bytes out, then your size would need to be 24 bytes in and 24 bytes out to accommodate all 3 tools communicating to the PLC. For this example, we are just going to be connecting one virtual station, so we'll go with 8 bytes in and out here. Now that we have filled out our general settings, we can go over to the Fieldbus tab and create a new configuration, which is referred to as the bitmap. Select Add, name the configuration, confirm the size to and from the controller is what you want, and then select Add again. This is where you are going to input all of your different variables. Keep in mind you have your to and from controller, and we are on the to controller, so these will be our inputs. When inputting your variables, you can either right-click and press Add, or click and go over to the right and press Add to browse the variables. You can see all the variables we have in here. For this example, we can keep it simple and we'll select Disable Tool. A common question that we get is that there is no Enable tool. So over here on the right, you'll see that we have the Converter dropdown. If you select Invert, this will now invert Disable Tool and create Enable tool. So keep that in mind when you're creating your bitmap. And we'll also do the same thing from the controller. These will be our outputs. Again, we'll keep it simple, select Add, and we'll go with Final Torque as our output. So once we've created our bitmap, we can go back to the Overview tab. We need to make sure that we assign the configuration that we created to a virtual station. Click Add, select your desired virtual station, select the Fieldbus configuration we just created, and then select Add Again. And also you'll notice you can see a visual representation where your virtual station will be reporting to and from the PLC below. Lastly, with ToolsTalk 2, you will always need to push the changes to apply the configuration we made by selecting the up arrow next to the controller's name on the left side. This has been an overview of how to set up your Fieldbus on ToolsTalk 2. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please contact your local Atlas Copco representative. Thanks for watching.